Hello everyone and welcome to ZSR. Today we'll be hosting the Link's Awakening DX 100% no Wrong Warp Out of Bounds tournament, round 2 of the Swiss between Sagaz and BambooShadow. With me today I have our two wonderful commentators. Say hello, you two. Say hello, you two. That is not a great start. Say hello, you two.
How's it going?
Okay, hopefully things fix themselves up right now. Corin is not on comms today. We've got Zintro and Glyph on today. Corin will be in on the next match. So stay tuned for that if you want to see that. That will be about 30 minutes afterwards. So yeah.
Alright, but yeah, I am Glyph. With me is Zintrodden. And this is Link's Awakening DX, no out of bounds, no wrong warp, 100%.
And we're off.
So to explain the rules a little bit of this category, this is 100%, meaning we have to get all the collectibles, all the items, all the upgrades, level 2 of everything, and obviously all the instruments.
All pictures.
Yeah, all the pictures, which are exclusive to the DX version.
Basically, if you can find it in your inventory, you need to get it.
Exactly, so that includes the lens as well. The rules of this category are no wrong warping and no out of bounds. Wrong warping being kind of self-explanatory, like the doghouse glitch you might be familiar with. We're not allowed to basically make the game send us to places we're not supposed to go. So we won't be doing any of that. No doghouse shenanigans. And out of bounds, it's a little bit more complicated to explain, but the gist of it is anywhere that Link's not normally supposed to stand on, you're generally not allowed to go onto, but the rules are a little bit complicated, and I'm not going to be going over them today. There may be some things in this run that look like out of bounds, but I assure you that they're not.
Within out of bounds rules, you're allowed to go into a wall by 3 pixels, and that is it. So you'll see lots of wall clipping.
So you see them, they're collecting rupees right now. This is all RNG. Bamboo getting horrible luck, absolutely atrocious luck.
Yeah.
And we need to collect 10 rupees in order to play the trendy game. Sagaz only needs 1 more, and there it is. He's going into the shop, and Bamboo still needs to grind for 5 more. Pretty nasty luck for Bamboo. You'll get it eventually.
Oh man.
So you see
that one, that's good.
Yep, so essentially what we're going to try to do is we're going to try to dupe the rupees. So if the rupee touches both Link's hitboxes and then either the sword or the shield hitbox at the same time, Link will actually collect the rupee twice and try to do that as much as possible.
210 per shot, man. That's brutal.
Yeah, it's pretty nasty. Yeah. Sagaz just stole the bow and the shovel, and he also stole the bombs as well, but not in a traditional way. If you save and quit right after you hit yes to select the bombs, to buy them, your rupee counter actually increments downward, like a little animation. That isn't just an animation, it's actually decreasing your wallet by 1. And if we save and quit before that's finished, we can actually skip that animation and get it for free without spending our rupees. And that allows us to win the game.
Essentially, we interrupt the countdown by just doing a save and quit just before it even starts. And so we keep all of our rupees. And yeah, allows us to do the trendy game, and yeah, better hope we don't fail the trendy game.
Sagaz getting the second seashell. There are 26 seashells total. We only need 20 of them. Some people may criticize this category for not being 200% because we don't get all the seashells, we only get 20. But the reality of the situation is we can only get 20. If you get more than 20, the rest of them just become either 20 rupees or they disappear. So we only need 20 to get the seashell sword, and so that's the goal, and so we don't need to get any more than that.
bomb trigger. We've got bomb trigger here. If you want to explain how that works.
I'll do my best. Essentially, the way a bomb trigger works is if two bombs exist at the same time, which they're not normally supposed to, the game kind of freaks out, and there is some memory overload shenanigans and overflow stuff, and it actually makes certain cutscenes trigger. That's the basics of it. It's a little bit more complicated than that.
It allows you to do some pretty crazy things too, like grabbing heart pieces from the other side of a screen instead of just going all the way over to it, which we may see Sagaz do in the log cave in the forest after D1.
We'll be seeing all sorts of bomb trigger shenanigans as we go along. There are multiple ways to do a bomb trigger, and we'll point them out as we get there.
Just wait till D7. It's the most broken dungeon because of bomb triggers.
You see Bamboo putting the key in from the side. The game doesn't actually care if you're on the keyhole. It just cares that you're facing up and you're on that tile, or you're touching that tile rather. So you can put it in from the side. It's a little bit faster.
We're gonna see that same thing done in opening D3 as well.
So yeah, both runners are in D1 right now. D1's a pretty standard dungeon. We don't do too much stuff.
Both of them getting terrible mini Trolldormed in the same spot.
Guys, coming up to collect the Rock's Feather, which is arguably the most broken item in the game. It allows you to do lots and lots of crazy shenanigans, which we'll be doing throughout the run. The Rock's Feather is a little bit ahead of its time in that Nintendo really shouldn't have implemented it so early into, I guess games history, because there's just so much broken stuff.
Bamboo is grabbing that heart because there's a small chance that he can get hit by the traps here. I don't know if he goes for... Yeah, he doesn't do the shield bump. He do the boost here, so if he got hit by the traps, he would have died.
He did get hit by the traps. He would have died.
Yeah. I guess maybe he didn't want to take a chance either way. It's good that he got the heart.
So coming up, Bamboo's about to do
so
a
here's
trick.
Trolldorm.
Hardest boss in the game, for sure.
Literally no joke.
That guy's getting very clean Moldorm. You see over on Bamboo. It's true. So Bamboo's screen, you see him kind of clip into the wall like that. And if you jump and then kind of turn Link away and walk away, the game actually thinks that you're on a ledge above the wall and pushes you off the ledge as if you're jumping off. It allows you to do what's called a super jump. We'll be doing that throughout the entire run. It's a very, very broken mechanic.
It's why the feather is so broken.
Yes.
Because you can't really do super jumps without them, and super jumps just allow you to literally skip most of the dungeons.
So Bamboo getting a very clean Moldorm as well. Moldorm can really troll you sometimes, in that he can push you into the pits on the side. Those pits on the side actually put you into a little dungeon beneath, and you have to jump back up and fight the boss again, and his health resets and everything, and it's really, really irritating. He also does 1 heart of damage, and we only have 3 hearts, so he can also kill you pretty easily.
Yeah.
So that's kind of what makes him the hardest boss in the game, because his patterns are so RNG.
Okay, here's the log cave for Sagaz here. So he's gonna do a little spin slash here to remove those logs, get this rupees that he needs for a little bit later. Then he's gonna kill this top Zol. Ooh, he missed the Zol, so he's gonna just go for the super jump instead. I think he was gonna go for the bomb trigger, but yeah, if you miss the spin slash, then
don't worry.
It's faster
we'll see more bomb
again.
triggers throughout the game. Don't fret.
Yeah. Get a damage boost. Alright, so Bamboo's now entering the cave here. We'll see what he does. I think he goes for the super jump.
Oh, Sagaz getting the heart piece of shame.
Ooh. That's okay, it's not a shameful 100%.
It's not, yeah, it saves 1 frame to get it after D2. So Sagaz is going to get the first picture. We need to activate this cutscene first in order to get the rest of the pictures. This is what's kind of unique to 100% LADX, is these pictures. These pictures aren't in the original version of the game. or the new Switch version of the game. They're exclusive to Link's Awakening DX. We have to collect all 12 of them to complete 100% definition.
But both players have actually already gotten one through stealing. When you steal, you automatically get a picture.
Yeah, it's kind of an Easter egg picture.
And if you're playing casually, you won't actually know that you've gotten it until you look at the picture book, and then you'll suddenly see yourself stealing. And you'll wonder, oh, somebody caught me. This is the Maublin King. He shoots 2 arrows, and then 2 to 4 arrows, and then he'll charge at the wall.
Pretty easy to
and they just do a spin splash. Yeah.
Pretty easy to get a 2-cycle on him, but sometimes he can kind of troll you a bit, and you can mess up. You get a 3-cycle. Yeah. Doesn't waste too much time, but generally, avoid that.
Here comes a flop clip. So if you jump into a rock kind of diagonally, and you get this text, you kind of clip into the rock a little bit, and it allows you to squeeze through it.
So on that screen,
it's just something like that.
Screen, Bow Wow needs to eat one of the flowers so that you can get into D2, and just RNG when you'll eat it, and it's very irritating.
Yeah, I think recently someone lost a whole minute to that.
That doesn't surprise me.
It can kill your run sometimes. Ooh, Sagaz wasting an arrow. Arrow count is pretty tight in depending on what route you take. Some players will opt for going a little safer with arrows. Like I think Bamboo used a sword in a spot where you could use arrows in D1. So he's safer on the arrow count than Sagaz.
So both players are going to be going for slightly different routes for D2. They're about the same time, with Sagaz's route a little bit slower. But the advantage of the route Sagaz is using is that it saves an arrow, which allows you to use an arrow in other places. And so it's just kind of personal preference which route you want to take.
They're both essentially the same amount of time. I think some people might debate that, but yeah. So yeah, you can do the upper path and get the key here and save an arrow. But it's a bit harder because that little hard hat beetle there can sometimes knock you in the pit, and then you lose quite a bit of time from that.
So this is the boss key room. The gimmick of this dungeon, or of this room rather, is that you need to kill these enemies in a specific order, which is kind of irritating because that Sophos can really screw you over sometimes. But if you kind of know what to do, he's not too bad. Also on Bamboo's screen, he just got the bracelet kind of early without actually defeating the ghosts. The game actually doesn't care if you defeat them. The game just cares if they're on the screen or not.
Yeah. Sagaz just used the bomb to weight himself down. The game just checks if you're carrying something. And Bamboo will probably do the same thing. That was a pretty good Nightmare Key room for Bamboo.
So the genie on Sagaz's screen, it's a little bit different than how you'd fight him normally. This is where wall clipping really comes into play. If you clip falling to the wall and throw the genie, his bottle actually breaks instantly, simply because he's kind of stuck inside the wall and just keeps on getting hit over and over again, and it gets all 3 hits in instantly. Then just a bomb to knock him over to where the door is, you shoot a bomb arrow and he's dead.
Easy. Unless you miss. It sometimes happens, you'll just miss the bomb arrow. It happens if you place the initial bomb either too early or too late.
Got the widescreen genie fight from Bamboo's screen.
This is real swag, isn't it?
You say so. I say doing Zora Bump widescreen is real swag.
Even though it doesn't save time. Is that against your definition of swag?
It's all swag.
So here's the first Mad Batter. You always want to select the second option. So you're going to be given 2 options. If you select the first option, you get the powder upgrade. Wow, Sagaz is risking it by going fast. If you select the first option, you get the powder upgrade, and you kill your run. You have to basically like go to the shop and buy more arrows or bombs.
Either that, or you reset your console and go back to D2.
Yeah.
And redo all of D2 again. Because
I think it's faster to go to the shop at that point.
It might be. But you need so many bombs in this route. And we're basically out of bombs at this point, so we need to get the bomb upgrade as soon as possible.
Yeah, you only buy 10 bombs while you quote-unquote buy bombs in the shop at the beginning, because you get the bomb upgrade so early. Otherwise, we'd get 20. Like other categories, we get 20. And later on, we're going to get the arrow upgrade from later Mad Batter. The same thing, you want to select the second option or else you get the powder upgrade. But that's later on. So here we're going to open up a cave that we're going to enter later. It's faster to open it now just because like you need bomb arrows for something else a little bit later on the next screen. One down here, this thing here, so it saves you an equip. Or a couple equips.
Now it's probably a good time to talk about equips.
Yeah.
So essentially, this game does not have a static menu like in Link to the Past or Ocarina of Time, in that everything moves around and you can put it wherever you want, and that's kind of a challenge for LEDX runners, because you need to memorize where things are and where things go so that you can equip things as soon as you menu. You don't have to go looking for stuff. And menu routing is one of the most important things of LEDX speedrunning. It's one of the things that save the most time for newer runners. So you'll see them
getting in the way.
Yeah, Bow Wow can get in the way of bomb arrows sometimes.
Nobody likes Bow Wow. Like, I don't know a single runner in this game who likes Bow Wow.
Sagaz getting the going into the Seashell Mansion. If you go into the Seashell Mansion with 5 and 10 seashells, you get an extra seashell. But only exactly 5 and exactly 10. If you have any more than that, then you actually miss that seashell and you can't get it again.
I think there are a couple backups if that were to happen, right?
Oh,
wow.
That guy's getting a 1 buffer. So on that,
is very rare.
Essentially, you can, if you're inside a pit, you can keep on pausing. When you open your menu, that actually delays Link falling. But normally when Link falls, he actually moves down several pixels. And so if you pause the frame your Link's supposed to fall, then you actually get moved down into the screen transition. If you hold down out of that menu, you can actually kind of fall down into the maze. That looks like out of bounds, but again, it does not break our definition of out of bounds for this category. You'll see Bamboo going for it as well here in a second. You don't actually have to get it frame perfect like Sagaz did. You can keep on buffering it until you hear him sound, or hear the sound of Link falling. So far, Bamboo's at 4 buffers, and this can go on forever. It can keep on going. It looks like he got a 5 buffer. It's not horrible, not great, but it can get a lot worse than that.
So on Saga's screen, we are seeing Jesus jumps. If you jump on the same frame that you hit water, it allows you to jump. Like the game thinks you're on solid ground.
Yeah, again,
so it allows you to go places without the flippers, or without the flipper rather.
And again, it abuses that concept of Link not being able to fall while you're pausing. Like the pausing interrupts that action.
Yeah, it's basically the same idea.
So here, we're killing a bunch of enemies. Some enemies we don't even need. Looks like we don't even need to kill. But it's required to kill these enemies for this run because in this game, it's something called Piece of Power. And Piece of Power drops whenever you kill 30 enemies. Essentially, that's like kind of the simple way to explain it. And so this is like the longest stretch of time where we're not saving and quitting. Because saving and quitting resets that counter, and there's a bunch of enemies on the screen. You see Sagaz getting a Piece of Power drop there. And what Piece of Power does, it allows me to move about 50% faster, I think, is what it is. And so that saves time overall in this dungeon.
And on Bamboo's screen there, ooh, gold with that, nice. There's an example of opening a dungeon from the side. Again. And we are going to probably see that for D7 as well later. Ooh, Saga's going for shield lump strats and not having any luck with it.
He's gonna try again.
This is gonna lose some time. There is a way that you can actually soft lock on this.
There he gets it. It's a very tough trick and kind of RNG dependent. Essentially what happens is that when you're in the air, you can actually use your sword to make Link face towards the stall posts, and then you use your shield to essentially make them push you into the ledge. That saves a little bit of time. The only actual time it saves is that those red Zols on that screen before Dodongo Skip don't appear. We should explain Dodongo Skip here on Bamboo screen. Essentially you do a super jump into a spin slash. What that does is that clinks off the Dodongos onto, like, behind the fence onto your right. So that saves a key, and also saves having to fight the Dodongos, and saves a little bunch of time. It is a very tricky glitch, though.
Yeah, it's when you're new to it, it takes a lot of practice. Once you get the hang of it, though, it's kind of easy. But again, it takes some practice to get to that point.
The requirements for 100% are you have to collect basically everything that appears in your inventory when you pause. So that includes all the pictures, all the upgrades, the level 2 sword and level 2 bracelet, etc. You will notice that.
Go ahead.
Okay. You will notice that we're not doing the trading sequence, which seems like it should be required because you need the trading sequence to get the lens. We can actually skip most of it, and we don't actually need to click all of the items because those just disappear in your menu once you get the next one. The only actual thing that's required is to get lens so that you can get boomerang.
We were able to skip almost like half of the trading sequence just by doing D3 or getting the slime key. Basically Villa skips like that much of the game because
normally
because like the game just assumes that you have the item because it's impossible to not have the item, right?
Yeah, you'll see it here in a second.
Neither player is they're not too far apart.
No, it's not.
There's still lots that can go on that can really change who's ahead or how close they are.
So you see there, Sagaz opened the save and quit menu twice. That skips the B cutscene. And you see there, he got the honeycomb. That's one of the trading sequence items. Normally you trade your stick to get the honeycomb. We actually don't do that because normally you need to get the stick in order to get into D3. But doing Villa Skip actually skips that. The game doesn't actually check to see if you have the stick. It just checks to see if you have beaten D3 or not.
Is the harpies that nobody ever found casually. Sagaz now has 10 seashells, so he's gonna go get his 11th. And Bamboo is gonna do the B cutscene skip. And are we gonna get bees today? We are not. Okay.
Feels bad, man.
That's too bad.
It's a good cutscene. I'm sad it's gone.
It sucks for the runner, but it's really fun for everyone else.
It has fun music too.
Like that. I don't actually remember how these games.
Yeah, both winners are very close right now. It's really not too bad. Anything can happen.
Here's another. We need to get the honeycomb because we need to get this pineapple, and when we get this pineapple, it tells the game to put Marin on the beach. So when we get, because we need to get Marin to get some pictures. That's the only reason we get Marin. You might think, oh, you need to get Marin for anyone who knows the game. You might think you need to get Marin to the Walrus, but we have a method of getting past the Walrus without Marin. Called Walrus Skip, which we will be seeing that in probably 5-ish minutes, I'd say.
Again, I'm an advocate of renaming that trick to Marin Skip because you're not actually skipping the Walrus.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Walrus Skip would be deloading him with the shovel.
This is a naked super jump Sagaz is doing, so you don't actually need a weapon to do a super jump, you just need to be facing the direction that you're wanting to jump. And so you can still trick the game into thinking you're on a ledge. by doing the just clipping into the wall and kind of doing a couple jumps to get into position, and then just pushing out away from the wall and with the right inputs.
It'll happen, Xander. You have to believe.
We've renamed tricks before, haven't we? Renamed Walrus Skip. He's not going to change the name in his guide.
Xander, or Sagaz is doing the hardest part of the run right now, fishing. We have to collect the top fish first because he kind of gets in the way. But we actually only need that bottom fish, the big one, because he has a heart piece.
Ooh, saving time. So Bamboo now on fishing, and we'll see if we get any fishing failure today. Which is also really fun to watch. There's no special cutscene, it's just fun to watch people fail something that's so easy. No failure.
These runners are just too good. We don't get any content today.
Yeah. We need to have this, we need to have me playing, and then we'll get some content.
Don't worry, guys. I'm going to be playing later today. Right after this run, it's going to be my run, and you'll see some content then.
At RNG
This Bow Wow cutscene actually has some RNG. It's kind of a theme with LADX, is that a lot of cutscenes have RNG for some reason. That can actually save or waste you time. But the Seashell Mansion, when that bar goes up to give you the seashell or the seashell sword, it's actually RNG how fast it'll go up. Just because Nintendo hates speedrunners and want to make the game harder for us.
There's also certain elements, certain RNG patterns that can happen that don't actually affect your gameplay one bit. But it's just fun to point out, because some players just like it when you point it out, and some players are really annoyed by it. It's happening right now, and I'm not going to say anything. I'm just going to let people... I'm going to let the people who know figure it out. Xander knows.
Beautiful nut touch from Bamboo. So this is a very this is a very kind of I guess like toned down part of the run where we're just kind of collecting all the 100% items.
Yeah,
not much going on at this point.
It's kind of your break before things start getting really active again. Like once you get the ballot, things really start getting more interesting. You start getting like the French bonks and early Rooster Skip, and then D4, which has some fun tricks in it.
Thanks, Spearster. You should be commentating this run. You said you'll be here all week. You have some free time.
Coming up is Walrus Skip. The way we or Marin Skip, I guess, but we're gonna call Marin Skip for this. The way you do this is normally you just have Marin sing to the walrus, but you can just do a bomb trigger and trigger the cutscene, so you don't have to walk all the way up to the walrus.
You may
if
be
you
wondering...
don't have Marin, you have to do a bomb trigger, but in Hundo, just makes it faster.
Yeah, you may be wondering, isn't it kind of complicated if you can just go up and talk to the walrus to make Marin sing? But the reason this saves time is because Marin's so much closer to the edge of the screen. You'll see once she walks off the edge, she's kind of disappear.
Yeah.
That's what saves time, is that normally Marin has to walk all the way across, which is slow.
It takes time to walk up to the walrus.
You see here a bomb trigger
So here,
from Sagaz to get the heart piece.
that's my favorite heart piece bomb trigger. Just the other side of the room. Actually, there's also the one a little later on. That's from a totally different cave.
So here Sagaz is going into the yellow saucer machine of death. I'm just going to shoot 2 arrows just because he kind of wants to. Why not, right? He's going to collect the key, which disappears for no reason.
He's intentionally falling. Because it looks funny.
In reality, there's actually... In reality, there's a mini boss there, but his hitbox is there before he even spawns, before his text box even appears. His hitbox is there. You can just shoot 2 arrows and kill him instantly.
As you can tell by our silence, there's not really much here.
So here, Sagaz is at the ballad cutscene, just listening to the song so we can get the song for the ocarina. I don't think we actually play the song at all in the run. We can skip all the moments where it's required with bomb triggers. It's still required for 100%. We have to get all the songs. Is one of the requirements.
Some players will choose to use it for Death Eye Skip, which is the very last trick in the game. But it's technically faster to play the frog song than ballad. But yeah,
it has been played before, but like you said, we do not talk about that race. It didn't happen.
There are also the players who accidentally play Mambo's Mambo for Death Eye Skip, and well, that's just a disaster.
I don't know if that's ever happened in a race, has it?
Not sure about a race. Oh, Saga's having trouble with the French bonk. Twice. Ooh.
So what's gonna happen? He's gonna bonk off.
It's pretty tight.
Yeah, it's not a small frame window. But what you can do is you can kind of bonk into the side there, and that puts Link into the air enough so that he can go over the pit. It's a little bit tight. Timing's a little bit small window, but it's not too bad. It saves a bit of time. In this instance, it probably didn't save any time because he failed it twice, but still, it's pretty swaggy. There, Sagaz just went in and out of the thing to out of the cave to set his save and quit point, and so we're gonna save and quit back there here in a second.
That's a recent change to the route. Before, we would get the warp on the screen tools right after D2, but it was found to be just slightly faster to like go do those bonks and set the save point and just save and quit after opening D4.
Bamboo opting not to go for the French bonks. It only wastes a little bit of time.
Like a second or something.
I think it's a couple seconds. I'm not completely sure, but they look cool. Sagaz getting the most important trick in the run, which is obstacle skip. If you're high enough on that floor, you can actually jump over the obstacle instead of dashing through it, and it saves about half a second.
Here's a little Jesus jump. To get into the stairs here. So he's gonna enter this cave here to also set another save point, because this is that's where early Rooster Skip is, and For anyone who knows the game, normally you would have to get a rooster that would... just killing the crab. Normally you have to get a rooster to get yourself across the pit to the bird key. But we have 2 methods to get across here, and one uses the hook shot, but we don't have the hook shot.
There's more than 2.
There's more than 2? Well, I guess there's one that, like, there's
an out-of-bounds one.
Yeah, but we can't do that one in this category. So, instead of using the hook shot, he's going to kind of do the same idea with Villa Skip, where he's gonna pause as he falls. And then he's going to kind of slightly clipped into the wall there. He's going to use the shovel to charge dash in place, and then he jumps across the pit.
This is very fast.
That was really fast.
Rooster Skip. Very clean. Bamboo opting not to go for Rooster Skip. He's going to do Rooster Skip later in the run, right before D7. So it's going to look like they're much more behind than they actually are right now.
Yeah. He's doing the hookshot method.
So it'll look like they're a lot closer right now, but once we go to D7, it'll be clear that Sagaz is very much ahead right now. It's going to take a little bit of bad things happening to Sagaz for Bamboo to catch up at this point, but anything can happen.
Yeah. Sagaz going for the drowning strat. It's the shortest dungeon. It's there's some randomness to it, like coming up there's this room where the pattern is random. You have to stand in the right squares. See if he gets the fastest pattern. Ooh, he messes it up. The Hemel swords are a real pain in the ass.
See here on Bamboo's screen, right after he gets the key here, he's going to do a jump to get over the pits. And this jump basically skips half the dungeon. You see him?
Yeah.
That's unintentional. Or not, it's unintentional
that's
for
not
Nintendo.
That's not even a glitch.
Yeah, it's just kind of a tight super jump. I think you need to be clipped into the wall for it to work, though. I don't think it works if you're not clipped. But it skips about half the dungeon.
And here comes another jump that skips a bunch of the dungeon.
Bamboo also getting the fastest pattern and not messing it up this time.
Yeah. We didn't mention the boss key, Nightmare Key super jump, but I think Bamboo goes for that strat. Oh, he's equipping
I don't think
so. He's not. He's not.
He doesn't usually go for that strat.
It saves 4 seconds. It's a pretty significant amount of time. But yeah, he's going for the safer method.
You see him? He clinks off that.
Probably.
He had not unlike the Nongo Skip from D3. He clinks off and he pushes him onto the ledge up top. Sagaz went for a little bit faster strat where he didn't require using bracelet to pick up the pots. He does a super jump where he spin slashes the P-hat, which pushes him into the wall, and he can super jump and do another super jump to get onto the ledge.
And on Bamboo's screen, you see he has no more arrows. That's an example of why arrows are so tight in this category.
But after this, we get
Let's be quiet. Got Mambo here. Oh. All right. We had to listen to that. And Bamboo's screen here. Whose sound are we using right now?
I think we're using Sagaz's, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay.
So now we're going to head our way to get the lens. That's the next step. And so normally you need to complete the entire trading sequence at this point to get the lens. But we're going to do a trick that skips all of it and gets us to the second to last item.
Oh, you mean a bomb trigger?
Yes, I do mean a bomb trigger.
Let's see here. Yeah, coming up is another example of bomb triggers breaking the game. First, we're gonna get a seashell though, real quick while we're here. And then he's gonna go in the water, and normally you need a certain item to have the fisherman pull out the bra necklace in the American version. But we're just gonna do a bomb trigger instead. And now we've convinced the fisherman to give us the bra.
So that is the entire trading.
And then we're gonna go. Oh, hang on. Trading sequence goes all the way up to the lens. Now we're getting the second last item here, which is the scale. And yeah, this is kind of a tough trick to do fast. So Sagaz is not getting it. If you can kind of buffer save and quit menus and get the scale, and just like as you get the scale, you can open a save and quit menu, and that allows you to skip the mermaid jumping away.
So you notice that on Bamboo's screen, you just did the same bomb trigger that Sagaz did. It looks a little bit different than the normal bomb trigger that we've seen before. Normal bomb triggers are against the transition, where you drop a bomb before the transition and then directly after, and then that makes 2 bombs exist. You can actually also drop 2 bombs in a pit within 4 frames of each other, and that does the same thing, where 2 bombs exist at the same time, and it causes a bomb trigger to occur.
1 buffer from Bamboo.
What a speedrunner.
That's actually they're okay, Sagaz they appear at the same spot. Sagaz is having trouble with Zora Bomb here. This is the worst trick in the game. In my opinion. There, you guys it. So we normally need hookshot to get across there, but we can actually use our shield to bump off the Zora and land just in the right spot on the wall, and we're clipped into it, which allows us to do a super jump to the other side. Well, I disagree there. Personally, I really hate Zora Bump.
Again, it may appear that the runners are very close right now, but Bamboo still has to do has to go get through the D7 key, which Sagaz already has. So it's about a good 40-second difference at least. Also, Sagaz already got that fisherman picture because he missed the cutscene. It's a little bit faster to get that picture first if you miss the cutscene skip. So that's another reason that they're not super close.
That we get after D4 is extremely annoying. He talks really slowly, and if you're on a screen for long enough, he just will randomly talk to you and waste your time, telling you that he wants to go back to his home or something like that. I don't remember the exact story.
Just play the game in English.
Yeah. Here we're getting the boomerang. We just get rid of the shovel because we don't need it anymore. We got the shovel, it's for the requirements. For Hundo requirements. I don't even know if the shovel counts toward requirements, or if you just need to have all those slots filled up.
I'm pretty sure it's required to trade shovel for boomerang.
Yeah, but I wonder, like, if you can... Well, I guess, yeah, there's nothing else to replace them. You'd have... Yeah, essentially, the boomerang is the upgrade of the shovel in a way. Technically, you can trade other items as well. I think.
I'm pretty sure you can.
What else can you... It's like... What else can you... Like, can you do bombs or something?
I think you can do magic rod at least.
Things that, like, aren't totally mandatory for progression in the game, basically. Like, you can't... I don't think you can trade items that have, like, upgrades, like the bracelet and the sword and stuff like that, the shield. It'd be nice if you could trade in the shield, because the shield is pretty well useless after this point. But a counter or a level, okay. Yeah, here's the next upgrade. So Sagaz just got arrows. Now he has 60 arrows, and he is definitely not going to be running out, because that is more than enough for us. Like, there's a method to killing the Armos Knight later on, where you just spam arrows, and because we have so many to spare. But some players will go for what are called boot strats, where you use the sword and boots.
So here we're returning the ghost to his grave. Not much going on. We have to get a picture from this. That's why this cutscene is required. Like this whole side quest. This entire ghost side
stupid
quest.
owl comes back.
Yeah, this ghost side quest takes forever, and it's a real pain in the butt for routing. But it's required in this category because you need the picture. So Saga's getting ready to head into the Color Dungeon. Color Dungeon is exclusive to the DX version of the game, and it was brought back in the Switch version as well. The Color Dungeon is pretty janky. It was kind of put together by Nintendo, and it's not. It doesn't feel as refined as the other dungeons. It makes it a little bit janky to play. It's not too bad, except for one room, which is considered the worst room in the game. We'll see here in a second.
Yeah, it's a pretty terrible room. It's kind of random, and it's really easy to rush. And so like it's pretty easy to screw up.
Fun fact about this dungeon. Okay, cool.
Coming up on Bamboo's screen, he's gonna be throwing the boomerang through the rock. Because for some reason in that spot you can throw the boomerang through the rock, unless you do certain things that then it screws it up. But he got it, so he's good. Go ahead.
Fun fact about this dungeon is that you can play this game on your original Game Boy, the DMG Game Boy, but you can't play this dungeon. Like the game will yell at you and tell you that you need to have the power of color or something like that, and will send you away.
Interesting. See if he gets Zoomerang. He gets Zoomerang! If you use the boomerang on the same frame that you hit one of the trampolines, you will get a huge boost forward.
So you see,
you can do it in other spots as well, but it actually like throws you in a different direction.
See Bamboo getting all those rupees in that rupee room. That's going to be important here in just a second.
And Saga's going to do a hard reset here. The reason for the hard reset is because of those rupees. It's stored on, I think it's RAM?
It's stored on the save RAM.
Yeah, so you have to do a hard reset to get them back. Saving and quitting will not bring them back, but a hard reset will.
Right, yeah, they're stored in the memory of the game, but not in the save RAM. And so they just kind of come back when you hard reset the game.
Okay. There's the rock boss that you can kill with arrows for some reason. Don't ask me how arrows. Yeah, don't ask me how arrows can pierce through stone like that. I guess that they're really sharp ones.
Alright, coming up here is the worst room in the game, the bingo room. Lots of RNG goes into it. You just have to put these guys in their hole. It looks simple, and Bamboo.
Really clean one. That was extremely good.
Yeah, very impressive from Sagaz as always.
That room is really hard to do fast. And it does take somewhat good RNG, but there's a lot of skill that goes into it as well. Getting a fidget spinner thrown at him. That boss is also kind of RNG. Sometimes he'll just hurl a million fidget spinners at you, and there's nothing you can really do about it. I think I've only gotten one bingo room ever that was like even close to that. He golded that because of that bingo room. That was insane. I was admiring Sagaz' gold so much that I missed how Bamboo's bingo went.
I don't think I saw either. I wasn't paying attention. Coming up here is the Signpost Maze. This is kind of a very frustrating part of the run for a lot of new runners, because if you accidentally read a sign twice, then the puzzle resets. You have to start from the beginning, and it wastes a crazy amount of time. So the trick here is you just have to read the signs in the correct order and just follow the arrows, and that's about it.
For another spot that's really easy to rush. It's very easy to bonk on the signs and a lot of other things. Movement is pretty tight if you want to do it like optimally as fast as possible. And those Zols can really troll you sometimes. That was quite clean for Sagaz. Sagaz is on having a really good run now. It looked like it was a little rough at the start, but now he's found his rhythm.
Be quiet. Time for another song.
Yes, best song.
So yeah, that's what our 300 rupees are for. We need 300 rupees, so let's listen to that. And so that got us the frog song, and we might see the runners play that one time here at the very end of the run, but we don't use it for its intended purpose. Again, we can just use bomb triggers to skip any requirement for that song.
Sometimes you can get a really awesome damage boost from that bomb fairy. If the bomb is placed just right as you enter the water, you can like hurl you to the end of the screen. It saves several seconds. But it's extremely rare.
Also,
yeah, I'm
if
with
you have
Olus on this
epilepsy,
one. Best song.
if you have epilepsy, you might not want to look at Bamboo screen right now. Oh, it's over.
Fortunately, people stream at 30 FPS usually, so for those watching, it's not quite as bad as when you're playing. When you're playing, it's really flashing. Like, I think it flashes like every other frame or something, right?
Yeah, it does. Bamboo going to get the weirdest, strangest heart piece in the game.
Almost getting the damage boost.
It's all the way the other side of the moat, and you just have to swim and hope you get it. Not really hope you get it, but I don't understand why Nintendo put that heart piece there, because for casual players, I never found it. I never wanted to take the time to swim all the way across. It just takes too long.
Yeah. The only reason I found it is because, like, you could go there. Like, you could get in the moat somehow, so, like, maybe they put something in there. But it's in such a random spot. Xander, do you stream at 60?
Oh, Sagaz getting the swag on the Armos bonk.
Armos bonk?
Yeah, when you bonk into the Armos, you can kind of like bonk in between them.
Huh. I'll need to check that out.
It is faster swag.
So he's just he's hurling arrows into the Armos Knight, and now he's dead. It's that easy. He's also lined up with the door, saves a little time that way for the other chat. Now he has to go all the way back through the Armos Maze. Armos Maze is yet another place where movement can be kind of tight and it's easy to rush. But he's doing it very cleanly. Bamboo's getting the final seashell. So now both players have 20 seashells, and after D6 they're gonna go get the sword upgrade. Bamboo's going into the Armor's Knight. Let's see if he equips the sword, he's gonna be doing the boot strats. He's doing boot strats. Here's the Zorlax bump, or Zorlax jump. And there, so he's doing a different way of the boot strats. There's a whole bunch of different ways of doing it. Some ways, like you'll intentionally get stunned by the boss, and then your sword is just stuck out, and the boss walks into it. So here's D6. D6 is one of those dungeons that super jumps just totally break. Like we quite literally do some of it backwards.
Yep, the first part of it is pretty normal up until we get the bracelet, and then we start really breaking the dungeon.
Oh, Sagaz accidentally leaving the cave. We kind of have to kill the Moldar and get the bomb down quick enough. There's an easier way of doing it, but the way he did it is optimal. And he's gonna try going for a little bomb trigger to get these tiles lifted up a little sooner, and he did not get it. It's kind of there's some RNG to it. If you're on a bad subpixel, it just won't work.
Yeah, it saves like a second or two. Not really.
It looks awesome.
Yeah, it's cool if you get it.
He's gonna place a bomb here, and then he's gonna slash that top Wizrobe toward it, and all four of them are now dead. Sort of like a quick kill, not on a boss, but like for the room. It looks really cool. He's gonna do a super jump here to clip into that wall, and then he's gonna super jump up to there. So now he's doing the dungeon kind of backwards. You're supposed to like use the hook shot across here and get a key and all this stuff, and we're just completely skipping all of that just because of super jumps. That was a shack jump. It's kind of super jump that doesn't need a weapon.
Yeah, you don't need to be clipped either, it's unclipped. And the way it works is if you're going diagonally into a like an object that you can interact with, like a key block or like a block that you can push, then you can super jump off that for some reason.
Yeah, I never thought about lifting up those statues in that the conveyor belt room there that Bamboo just did.
Sagaz just doing horse heads. Horse heads is random. There's a 50% chance that it'll be on its head or on its side. Or I mean on standing up or on its side.
You have to do
hope
two
you
of
get a
them.
good pattern. Right, do two of them. So it's a 1 in 4 chance every try.
And sometimes you'll have to do like a dozen tries, and it just wastes so much time when that happens. But coming up in the next dungeon is the most random thing in my run.
CC? Go for it.
Well, I'll explain when we get there.
So you see Sagaz there on the boss. He kind of dropped bombs on him before he even spawned, and his text box was there, because his hitbox is always there. So it's a really easy boss to kill. You just place 3 bombs before he even spawns, and then you just place 2 more, and he's dead.
Bamboo coming up on horse heads. Bamboo is kind of famous for getting first try horse heads a lot for whatever reason. And there it is.
It's no different.
Seriously, I don't understand how he manages
it's
to
the
always
blessed,
get it.
because he has the blessed cartridge. It's facts. His cartridge is blessed.
To get the get the level 2 sword now. Bamboo is killing the boss. This is, again, like, same thing with the seashell, like, the meter is kind of random, so, like, you're gonna see it go up, and how fast it goes up is different. And there it kind of stalled a little bit, and then it's better. Other times it can just, like, it's just steady all the way up. Sometimes it'll pause for several seconds.
Oh no, you stole all my luck. My luck's gonna be bad for my run after this.
You're gonna get perfect RNG. I can tell. Tell you right now.
Bamboo getting a little bit of cool visual swag there. Link can just kind of keep throwing the bomb over and over again after he gets the instrument. It looks cool.
And for Sagaz, we get to see the mermaid jump out because he didn't get the skip. There's a little bomb trigger. If you bomb trigger when the owl like on the screen that an owl appears, you can skip the animation of him landing and he just immediately starts to talk to you. It's just another way that bomb triggers save time, but it's not worth going for unless you already have bombs equipped.
So coming up here is...
Okay, so coming up...
For it. You can
go ahead. Okay. So, this is early hookshot. It's a 50% chance of it working every time, and he's gonna drop this key here, and something about, like, the way item slots work, you can essentially trick the game in... It gets a first try. Man, he's lucky. You basically trick the game into turning the key into the hookshot, because you took the key into a room where you would get the hookshot. I think something like that. I'm not 100% up to date on exactly.
Yeah, that's basically how it works. Because each room that has an item in it basically has that item value assigned to it in memory. And so the room that he was in had the key assigned to it. The room next to it that had the Master Sophos had the boss key assigned to it. And so whenever he brought that item into the boss or the hookshot room, yeah, the hookshot, not boss key. It essentially said, okay, you got an item. What item did you get? You got the hookshot, because the hookshot is assigned to this room.
But it's only a chance. It's not guaranteed, and sometimes you can... Oops, Saga's getting knocked out. Sometimes you can... Well, okay, so one thing that can kind of happen is... Bamboo's really risking it there. If you haven't picked up all the items or or like hearts and rupees and stuff like that, the game might accidentally just give you the key anyway, in which case you have to just go all the way around and kill all the Master Sophos, and it wastes a ton of time.
It wastes about 2.5 minutes at least. Never Bamboo gets a second try, not bad.
Yeah. It's not going to help him catch up, unfortunately.
Between 10 and 15 seconds every time you miss it. So it's pretty annoying for when you're grinding PB attempts, because you can just play an hour just for early hookshot to screw you over and kill your run.
Yep. And it happens all the time. Especially like when you're going for times as Sagaz is that, like there's no room for bad RNG. You basically have to get it first try, or else you are not gonna get it.
So here we're fighting the wall snake. Pretty self-explanatory, but the interesting about this run is that this boss is the reason that we chose Blue Tunic over Red Tunic. A lot of people kind of assume Red Tunic's gonna be faster just because you have double damage. That's not really the case. Just because you get level 2 sword so early that the effects of Red Tunic just kind of are mitigated. Because the attack damage doesn't stack on top of level 2 sword. But the annoying thing about Red Tunic is that you have a knockback effect, and that knockback effect causes lots of problems. And it kind of gives some bosses iframes. And so it can be really hard to get a 2-cycle on that wall snake boss, and so having Blue Tunic guarantees a 2-cycle.
Here I'd like to point out, Sagaz is still on 117 pace. If the rest of the run goes well, he could get a 117, which is an amazing time.
He's the only person who's ever gotten a 117.
Yeah. It's So far, yeah, he's the only one. There's a few players who have 118s, and yeah, that's like 117 is it's very, very difficult to get. You have to have an almost like a perfect run.
Or just be really, really good at the game, like Sagaz is.
Yeah. Well, that essentially gives you the perfect run.
Bamboo having a little bit of trouble with the Walt Snake.
Saga's here. He's gonna bomb trigger this heart piece. This is the heart piece that's like on a completely different cave. But we can get it from this side instead. Because bomb triggers are broken. Oh, fallen in the pit. So he is, he wants that obstacle skip.
Sagaz lost about, like, 3 or 4 seconds going for that obstacle skip. But it's important because it's swag.
I don't want to explain that unless you do.
No, I'm good.
Let's just say, you see how he had Ocarina selected the song 2 there. You don't want to press that before leaving the dungeon or picking up the instrument. I'm not going to say anything further from there. I think people can figure it out. Coming up is Dungeon 7. Probably going to see another instance of pushing into the side of a key block and opening a dungeon. But this one, you can also, it's pretty easy. You can just open it from the front as well, and it doesn't really lose time. And he's going to do the sideway.
So again, like we said earlier, this dungeon is very, very broken because of bomb triggers.
Yeah. Normally, you need to throw this big metal ball at 4 of the pillars to knock it down, but bomb triggers, that's a cutscene to knock down the pillars, and as we know, bomb triggers trigger cutscenes, so we're just going to bomb trigger the pillars.
So as Sagaz is doing that, Bamboo is getting ready to do a trick called Rooster Skip. Sagaz already did this trick earlier, he did it early, and it saves about 15 seconds to do it the way he did it. Bamboo is opting to go for the regular Rooster Skip. So essentially how this is going to work is Bamboo is going to shoot out his hook shot in the air, and while the hook shot's out, there's one frame where you can do an input. The input is going to be feather, and we're going to actually jump over the pit just by doing a couple hook shot jumps. It's very, very difficult. It's frame perfect, and so we'll see how he gets it.
3, 4, 5. If he goes too far to the left, yeah, he's suspecting he's too far to the left, so he's going to buffer this one. Because if you go too far to the left, there he gets that one unbuffered. You can fall into the pit, and of course that wastes a lot of time, so he's just playing it safe.
And if you fall into that pit, it takes you all the way down, like where he's going.
Yeah.
That's where it takes you if you fail it.
So it's worth just buffering when you suspect that you might not get it. Okay, for Sagaz already done the bomb triggers, and he's about to do Goomba Surf. So this is the RNG trick. He gets first try, but fails the naked super jump. That's very unfortunate, because we're gonna see he gets first try again. Are you serious, man?
That's actually insane.
Are you kidding me?
It's a 1 in 4 chance that he'll do that, and he got it twice in a row.
What are the odds that he's gonna get a first try again after failing?
1 in 8.
Normally failing loses so much time because like there's all that randomness to it. For whatever reason, unless you go on certain screens, it allows you to shoot the hookshot downward and it wraps around the top and hits the boss.
Oh, Spiritual is right. It's actually 1 in 16 because I can't do math. That's not.
I can't do math either. That's why I didn't give a number. So Sagaz is pretty much done D7, and that was a really solid D7 overall. And he is he's still on high 117 pace. So unless the next two splits go well, it'd probably be a low 118, which is still a very, very respectable time. So, yeah, there's not much really happens on the way to D8 except for Flame Skip. And Zoomerang, actually. But let's take a look at the bomb triggers here. So he has to kill that Zol, or else the bomb trigger just doesn't work. You can do transition bomb triggers or pit bomb triggers. Bamboo's going for pit and having a lot of trouble with it. It's a good thing he picked up the bombs at D6, because he just wasted a lot of bombs there. They did a shack jump. If you fail that shack jump, you fall and it wastes like 30 seconds or something. Maybe 30 seconds.
I had a PB where I fell on that shack jump.
Yeah. Okay, so on Saga's screen here, he's going to do Zoomerang. He's going to basically bonk into the wall as he uses Boomerang and zip across the screen. So that makes 2 Zoomerangs in a run for him, because he got the D01. And then, here comes Cauliflower Mountain. Some people call it Cabbage Mountain or something, but that's not what cabbage looks like. That's cauliflower.
Looks like cabbages to me.
I looked at pictures of cabbages and it didn't look anything like it. I looked at pictures of cauliflower and I looked exactly like it. I don't know why people call it cabbage.
Sintra than doing science. I like it.
I'll call it Cauliflower Mountain. I don't care what anyone else calls it. So here's the final upgrade. Bamboo's having... I don't know what he's trying to do here.
He's doing a glyph.
I think he knows he's behind and he has no chance of winning, but he should have some more faith in himself here.
So here Sagaz doing what's called Flame Skip. We have the level 2 shield. We're not going to use it. If you clip into that wall all the way, and then kind of hold diagonal as you hit the flame, and you can actually clip through it.
Yeah, I think he's gonna be memeing from here on for a little bit.
This boss, yeah, he doesn't have a hitbox when he spawns. You just go right through him.
It's probably one of the funnier skips in the game. In my opinion, the funniest skip is Death'll Skip, and we're gonna get to that very end of a run.
So here's D8. D8's a very technical dungeon, lots of kind of trick after trick. Kind of pretty tough dungeon, so we'll see how it goes for Sagaz, but he's usually really consistent.
So this is, that's Bookshot, and
so there's we call it Bookshot. If you equip Hookshot on B and Feather on A, you can hit them both at the same time, and you go really fast for some reason. You can use that to actually clip through the key block there, and get to the magic rod early.
And because we have level 2 sword, Blano is no problem. And we do a super jump to skip needing to open up that switch. So once again, skipping like half the dungeon. Bamboo not doing Zoomerang, but falling anyway. Maybe my internet's a little iffy.
I think he's done good now. So you see there, we use the boomerang to just kind of grab the piece from the top. Saves a little bit of time compared to going around.
There's pretty tight inputs to get that Vire and also skip the dungeon entrance text while doing an equip.
You see there, level 2 sword's pretty overpowered. Just 2 spin slashes kills that enemy boss pretty easily.
Yeah. This room is, in my opinion, the most stressful room at the end of the run. Even though you're barely doing anything.
So yeah, the gimmick with this room is you need to fill out the tiles. But Link can actually jump while he's in this game. And so you see him just jump over so he's closer to the key.
The reason I find it so stressful is because the thing moves so slowly that if you mess it up at the end, you have to do the whole thing again. Alright, so he's gonna do a Jesus jump, and that allows him to clip into this wall and super jump over. And here comes Hothead. Hothead takes a minimum of 8 hits, 1 to remove the flame, and then 5 to remove the shell. But he can only be hit like certain areas of the screen. And then a couple hits after the shell is removed. Sagaz is having a lot of trouble with him. There we go, so the shell's removed, and then just a couple more hits, and he's dead. Bamboo's about to do the book shot. So he wants to make sure that he's gonna get that rupee. No, he's good. Okay. And Wang boys.
Alice's favorite trick.
Sagaz has all the instruments, and he has everything. There's nothing else that he needs to get, so he's on his way to the final boss now. It's not faster to equip boots, because there's so many tight movements just going to the swamp and stuff. Here he's gonna move stuff, and then he's gonna do, instead of playing song 1 to open up the egg, he's just gonna do a bomb trigger, because why wouldn't we?
Also, should point out that Bamboo just swam in lava, so if you do a Jesus jump and transition into a Jesus jump after when you're on top of lava, you'll actually just swim inside of it.
Here's the bomb trigger. Well done. Alright, let's listen to the song.
Alright, so upcoming we're going to do the egg maze. You may have noticed that we have not gone and looked at the egg maze pattern, if you're familiar with the game. That's because we don't need to. The pattern is actually going to be the same every time if you do not look at the book. So we just memorize that pattern, and we just do that every single time. And as long as we don't actually look at the book in the library... That's right, so as long as we don't actually look at the book, then it's fine.
Bamboo having a way better hothead. 1.5 cycle there. So here's a nightmare fight. You can go ahead.
If we mash bombs while we're going down there, we actually can skip the text.
Yeah, and that allows us to...
Yeah, that basically makes the music not play, and there's a lot of weird things to the game. Normally in them, it's 50-50 chance whether or not it's going to shoot a blue ball or a round ball. That's not actually true. It's actually based on your even or odd horizontal position. And so if we make the music not play, which makes the RNG not actually roll, we can actually predict whether he's going to shoot a blue ball or a red ball based on our positioning. And so we can manipulate it so it's 100% every single time.
It's one of those things that seems random, but because we actually understand what makes it random, we are able to manipulate it. So here's Death Eye Skip. This is the funniest trick in the game because, okay, I think that is 2 starts and 1 select. So he's gonna do 1 select, 2 starts, and he's gonna play the ocarina on the same frame that the bat is shot at him. But the bat at the very top of the screen. Oh, he doesn't get it. Did he do 3 starts?
Yeah, he did 3 starts.
Shoot, yeah, he wanted 2. So he unfortunately missed it. We'll see if Bamboo gets it. But if he got it, the bat is frozen in place, and then you kill Ganon, and the game just thinks that the bat turns into Death Eye for some reason. So then we have like two Death Eyes on the screen, but because the bat has an HP value of 0, it just instantly dies. And then because the game sees Death Eye dead, it gives you the staircase. So we call it Death Eye Skip because it's literally skips the final phase of the boss.
So
And
that
it
is
saves a significant amount of time. That's a very
GG for
good time.
Sagaz with an official SRL time of 1:18:42. It's absolutely insane. That's a crazy, crazy time.
I like how his bad runs are like better than my best.
Good 20 seconds faster than my PB.
There's a couple more things we didn't explain. We didn't explain the blob quick kill. If you once you get this text skip here, if you are positioned in a specific place, like two very specific pixels with your sword facing out, and then the blob lands on you, place a bomb, that damages the blob. We don't need to use powder on it.
Also, GG Sagaz. What an insane run.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Could have been better, but yeah, pretty good overall.
Yeah, of course it could have been. It always could have been better, right?
Yeah, the end game was a little bit rough, especially with Hothead and then failing Death Skip, but everything else was very, very clean. Especially your color dungeon. That was insane.
Yeah.
And Boo messing up the minute. So he's gonna have to deal with blue balls from now on. Unless he gets lucky. So because here we just don't know what the positions exactly are, it's because it may seem random, but like we can't figure it all out on the spot in the middle of a run, so we just go with the flow and hope for the best if we mess it up. He's gonna do a quick kill on the Moldorm here by stun locking with a spin slash and then just spamming sword a few times. And now he's going to be doing Death Skip. So he's going to do a select. He's going to hit him 5 times instead of 6. And he's going to pause when the bat hits him. And based on what he sees on the screen, he's going to do so many map and menu buffers. And he gets it. So the bat is now frozen. And it's going to turn into Death Eye after he kills Lemola here. And yeah, turns into Death Eye. It dies instantly, and the game thinks that Death Eye is killed, spawns a staircase, and that's GG for Bamboo. 121.15.
The Sagaz, how do you feel about your run?
In between two, I guess. Good and yeah, pretty bad at the end. That's a little bit my fault. I have some issues with my controller, and like Hothead,
Your D0 was phenomenal. Yeah, that bingo room was the fastest I've ever seen it.
Oh yeah, good bingo. The only thing that I lost time is the boss at the end.
Yeah,
you shot a couple fidget spinners.
Yeah.
But I got everything. The rest, I got the zoom ring. I got the good bingo room. I got yeah. And I have a menu route, so it saves time too.
Bamboo getting ready to come in for an interview as well here in a second.
Did you change your menu route recently too?
Yeah.
Well, GG Bamboo. It was a very good run.
Yeah, thank you. GG to Sagaz as well.
Thanks, and GG to you.
I mean, I'm
Bamboo,
not losing that.
Wait, what did you think of your run?
Like, I don't know. It started out really, really bad. I don't know. That must have been one of the worst shop times anyone ever had. I found like
that was insane.
It was pretty bad. It's not the worst though, believe it or not.
Yeah, 2 unduped rupees on the beach, I guess. That's how I started.
Yeah. I think recently somebody in a race had like a 250 enter shop time. Not 250. Yeah, 250. Yeah.
Nice.
So it's, believe it or not, it actually could be even worse. Like the
everything else was really clean after that, though. After you got into D3, you were gaming.
Yeah, it was good. I was actually kind of surprised that I was able to keep up.
Yeah, it looked like a pretty smooth run overall, which is, I mean, I like a nice smooth run myself.
You got the frame perfect mermaid cutscene skip, which is
Oh
really,
yeah,
really
that
cool.
was
that was beautiful.
Which I failed.
Yeah.
That's the greediness, right?
Yeah. But
Could've-
it's my controller. It's... Yeah, I have a super weird feeling with my A button, which is working, but
The Hori still?
yeah,
Ah, okay.
the A button is getting used, I guess. And now there's like normally when you press a button, there's like a small, how can I say, knockback or down force. There's no more this, so it's super weird when I press A. And I feel like this is why I messed up Hothead, because yeah, no feeling about the button and it's weird.
Yeah, you gotta know when you're pressing the button, right?
Yeah, but still, best race time so far in this tournament, I guess.
Did I beat the CC
You beat
time?
Seisei, yep, you did.
Okay.
What? Say?
Seisei had got a 1:18:55 or 56.
Oh, okay.
Glad I got his 123 then.
I probably lost like 20 seconds to that tail skip. I misjudge.
That's about 15 to Hothead. So this would have been a low 118 easy.
I think with this frame, I think I misjudged because the bat was white and not red. So
Intro actually called.
I don't know
Intro
why.
called out.
When I saw it, I thought I was pretty sure that was 2 starts and 1 select, and I think you did 3 starts.
Yes. It's just a frame that I don't get that many times. Yeah. Misjudging.
French devil skip, that's all I'm saying.
Actually, I'm starting to go back to the other way because I'm just, I like its reliability.
Yeah, like the no boomerang strat seems a little more consistent to me.
Although it is still slower, and I like the speed of the other one. Saves a few seconds.
Yeah, it's like if it works, it's like I don't know 4 or 5 seconds faster.
Yeah, it's a lot faster in that way. Like 5 seconds is a lot, especially at the end of a run. Yeah. So that was fun to watch, guys.
Yeah. Also, shout outs to my cartridge. It's back.
Oh.
Yeah. Oh yeah. First try Horsehead. We were thinking like Bamboo's famous for getting first try Horseheads, and like we called it, and there it was.
I would say mine is pretty good too. I got good RNG pretty much everywhere.
Yeah.
First try, early shot every single time.
Double first try
Twice.
Goomba Surf because I failed the super jump. And I got first try again.
When we saw the second first try, we were like, "Are you serious?"
Yeah, I was like, oh, I'm stupid. I will lose time, and that's my entirely fault. I will get punished about this. Oh, never mind.
Oh, and I totally forgot how to fight the fucking eagle with only the hook shot. That was ridiculous.
Oh, we thought you were memeing.
No, I was just lost. I didn't remember how to get the first hit in.
You just stand on the ladder and hit him.
Yeah, something like that. But I was like, I don't know. I was confused.
Oh, GG to both our runners. Definitely go follow them on Twitch and stuff. They're gonna be doing more speedruns in the coming weeks, I'd imagine.
Yes, if I can.
Absolutely.
If I can fix my controller, then yes.
Just buy a new one. They're so cheap.
Honestly, Sagaz, even with your controller problems, you're still getting these great times. They're still good runs to watch. So yeah, check out Sagaz and Bamboo's Twitch channels.
And also thank you to our commentators as well.
somewhere?
Yeah, thanks for commentating, guys.
Sorry, that should work. There you go. That's
Hey there.
runner, and that's commentators.
Yeah, go check them out.
That's not what I was expecting, but what? Oh,
And do we have any more comments or questions?
There's a new race soon.
Yeah, yeah. Glyph is actually participating in the next race.
Good luck, Glyph.
Thank you, appreciate that. It'll be myself and Olos here in just a few minutes, so I should probably go and get ready for that.
Oh, you starting in half an hour?
I think so.
Oh, okay then. Good luck, man.
Okay.
Better sharpen up against Olas.
I know. I've been trying. Oh, he also tells me not to get ready, so I guess I won't. That's sad.
Okay, either way.
Okay, right.
Thank you to our commentators. You guys did a great
I
job
haven't seen
today.
Ola streaming that much lately. That he maybe just doing offline practicing. I don't know. We will find out very soon.
I won't be raiding
Anyway,
anyone.
I will not be commentating the next run. So a couple other people will be.
I will not be raiding anyone because the stream will be up in just a few seconds with the new race. So just stay tuned for that. That being said, thank you everyone for watching, and see you guys in 30 minutes for the next race. See you guys.
So, yeah.
Bye.